Thank you, Chief Minister, for your very kind words. Ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, and members of the media, very good afternoon, and it's a pleasure to meet all of you. As you know, this is not the first time the Chief Minister and I are meeting. We've had many regular meetings, and this is an important milestone in the engagements and the cooperation that we've had between Andhra Pradesh and Singapore. And the reason why it's an important milestone is because, as you witnessed earlier, we had the signing and exchange of the shareholders' agreement for the establishment of the Amaravati Development Partners, as well as the concession and development agreement. And these are two important points because in the journey that we've had up till now, whilst there are many visions and plans that we have announced, to get them executed, we need these legal entities to be properly secured and for the contracts to be properly secured. So that's taken some time, but I think now that we've got this, the companies in partnership with their counterparties in Andhra Pradesh are ready to move forward, and they will be starting with the Welcome Center project, and whilst they in parallel look at the opportunities in terms of the larger development in the seed area. The management company has already been set up, and the team has already had its office here for some time now, and I think that's another important development. So even as we are working out the agreements, the work has already been going on, and we're looking forward to seeing some significant progress on the ground over the next 6 months or so. The second thing I want to say is, apart from our engagement with the government of Andhra Pradesh on the development of Amaravati capital city, has really been the broader engagement. The Chief Minister has been very kind in his compliments on Singapore, but the focus we've had is really around the economic elements, the urban development elements, and also in terms of the industrialization aspects and how we can take the city and the larger state forward. So we have had various initiatives. For your information, we now have an Amaravati Partnership Office because we had an MoU that was signed between the government of Andhra Pradesh and Singapore covering many of these areas. And we have an Amaravati Partnership Office which the Singapore government has established, and they have been working hard on many of the aspects that the Chief Minister has already described, whether it is around the economic aspects, bringing companies together to see how we can develop further in areas such as food and the agri sector, in the logistics sector, and several other priority areas for the state. The second aspect has been around institution and capacity building, especially in the urban planning and development. So our Center for Livable Cities has been working very closely with their counterparties here, not just to share experience, but also to see how we can enhance the planning and the execution capabilities as we develop this city. We are delighted that the Chief Minister, you'll be leading a delegation to the World City Summit. I think the Amaravati story is a very exciting one, and it's something that, because the World City Summit attracts attention from around the world, so it's an opportunity for Andhra Pradesh and for the Chief Minister to share your perspectives and your vision, not just with the audience in Singapore and our region, but the rest of the world. So I think that will be very highly anticipated. The last point I want to make is on the people side, because whilst we've been talking a lot about the building of the capital city and about the economic aspects and the institution and capacity building aspects, we have wanted to emphasize the people-to-people connections, because this is really where the base is for the broader relationship between the state of Andhra Pradesh and the government and Singapore. So some of the things that the Chief Minister has highlighted, but I want to emphasize them. One was the opportunity for some of the landowners from Andhra to come to Singapore. And I think that was to give them a sense of what is possible. And I think it's to fire their imagination and also their aspiration. And we think that that was a very successful visit. We also had a group of Singaporeans come here. They're sketchers. They draw They drew a lot of the scenery that they saw around the state. I met them in Singapore recently, and they were very excited, and their experience and visit to Andhra Pradesh left a very deep impression. And later, when I present a token to our Chief Minister here, you will see that we have tried to capture some of that imagery for you, Chief Minister. And the final thing is, of course, our students. So I was told that we just had some teachers come over to see how they can have some programs for their students, junior college students. That means they're 16 to 18-year-olds. And again, this is another way we want to deepen the engagement, because we want young Singaporeans to understand what is happening in Andhra Pradesh, in India, so that they are India ready in terms of their talent and in terms of their sensibilities, so that later on, when they are further developed in their careers, they will also choose to work with Indian partners in India or together with their Indian partners in other parts of the world. So I just want to conclude by saying we've made steady progress. We are now at an important milestone, and I think now we are at the cusp of seeing some significant activity on the ground in the startup, in the seed areas, and we're looking forward to working closely with the Chief Minister and the Government of Andhra Pradesh on the next few steps, which are important parts of the larger vision that you have mapped out. Thank you very much.
Any doubts? ఇప్పుడు ఒకసారి మీరు చూస్తే ఈ ప్రాజెక్టు 8/12/2014లో ఫస్ట్ టైం MoU చేశాం. అదే మరిగా 22/10/2015లో ప్రధానమంత్రితో ఆ రోజు ఫౌండేషన్ వేసాం. అప్పుడు ఈశ్వరన్ గారు కూడా ఈ ఫంక్షన్కి వచ్చి గ్రేస్ చేశారు. ఆ రోజే ఒక మెతితో JBICతో 2 MoUలు చేశాం. అదే మరిగా మనం 11 గ్లోబల్ సిటీస్ అన్నీ కూడా స్టడీ చేయడం. ఫస్ట్ టైం 22/2/2016లో నోటిఫికేషన్ ఆఫ్ క్యాపిటల్ సిటీ ఫైనల్ మాస్టర్ ప్లాన్ సబ్మిటెడ్ బై జురాంగ్ సర్బానా అండ్ జురాంగ్ ఇచ్చిన దాన్ని మనం యాక్సెప్ట్ చేశాం. 8/5/2017 వీళ్ళని సెలెక్ట్ చేసి మాస్టర్ డెవలపర్స్ కింద స్టార్టప్ ఏరియా కోసం పెట్టాం. 15/5/2017లో 2 MoUలు చేశాం సింగపూర్ గవర్నమెంట్తో. ఫస్ట్ మీటింగ్ 15/5/2017లో పెట్టుకున్నాం, సేమ్ మీటింగ్, జాయింట్ ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ స్టీరింగ్ కమిటీ. సెకండ్ మీటింగ్ మొండి 17/11 పెట్టాం. ఈ థర్డ్ మీటింగ్ వచ్చింది. ఇట్ ఈజ్ ఏ లాంగ్ ప్రాసెస్. ఇప్పుడు చేసిన దాంట్లో మీరు చూస్తే క్లియర్ కట్ మైల్ స్టోన్స్ పెట్టుకున్నాం, డేట్స్ అన్నీ కూడా పెట్టుకున్నాం. భవిష్యత్తులో ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఫలితాలు వస్తాయి. ఇంతవరకు ప్రిపరేషన్ కానీ ప్రాసెస్ కానీ ఇవి చేయడానికి చాలా ప్రొసీజర్స్ ఫాలో కావడానికి చాలా టైం పట్టింది. ట్రాన్స్పరెంట్గా చేయాలి కాబట్టి ఎవ్రీథింగ్ వీ హ్యావ్ డన్, వీ హ్యావ్ ఫాలోడ్. నౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ ఏ ప్రమోషన్. ఫ్రమ్ నవ్ ఆన్వర్డ్స్ వీఆర్ కాన్ఫిడెంట్. ఇన్ ది గ్రౌండ్ దెర్ విల్ బి రిజల్ట్స్. ఓకే, విత్ దిస్ వీఆర్ థ్యాంకింగ్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ. మీరు కూడా ఒకసారి సింగపూర్కి వెళ్ళి వచ్చారు. నాట్ ఓన్లీ ఫార్మర్ సార్, ఈవెన్ ప్రెస్ at that time you invited to Singapore. They have come to some హైదరాబాద్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు కొంతమంది పోయి వచ్చారు. నాట్ నౌ, ఇన్ ది బిగినింగ్. అప్పుడు మీరు కూడా ఏదో వార్తలు రాస్తామంటే కాదు, సింగపూర్ గవర్నమెంట్ ఈజ్ టోటలీ ట్రాన్స్పరెంట్, హౌ దే ఆర్ ఫంక్షనింగ్ యూ మస్ట్ సీ అని దే ఇన్వైటెడ్ సింగపూర్ గవర్నమెంట్ విత్ దేర్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్. దే హ్యావ్ ఇన్వైటెడ్ ఆల్ కరెస్పాండెంట్స్ టు Singapore. At that time, we visited Singapore also. Okay, from now onwards, you are going to see results in the field. With this, I am thanking all of you. Thank you, one and all. Other details will circulate to you.